Good evening, everyone. Welcome to South-Doyle High School. My name is Tim Berry. On most days, I'm principal of this fine school. Just want to welcome you here and thank you for taking time to come out for our fifth or sixth strategic planning event here in Knox County, getting ready for our strategic planning event. So I want to say thank you. I know there's other things that you have going on. A lot of illness going around right now in the weather. So to have you here and your input is valuable, very valuable to us, right? Before we get started, I'm going to turn this over to Cody Bowling. Anytime we have a chance to show off our school or library, we also want to showcase our fine students here too. So welcome.
With the troubles of the world, troubles of the world, the troubles of the world. Sooner we'll be done with the troubles of the world, going home to live with God. Sooner we'll be done with the troubles of the world, troubles of the world, the troubles of the world. Sooner we'll be done with the troubles of the world, going home to live with God. I want to meet my mother. I want to meet my mother. I want to meet my mother.
I'm going to live with God.
I want to meet my mother. I want to meet my mother. I want to meet my mother.
I'm going to live with God.
Sooner we'll be done with the troubles of the world, troubles of the world, the troubles of the world. Sooner we'll be done with the troubles of the world, going home to live with God. Sooner we'll be done with the troubles of the world, troubles of the world, the troubles of the world. Sooner we'll be done with the troubles of the world, going home to live with God. No more weeping and wailing, no more weeping and wailing, no more weeping and wailing.
I'm going to live with God.
No more weeping and wailing, no more weeping and wailing,
No
no more weeping Sooner we'll be done with the troubles of the world, going home to live with God.
I
I
want
want to meet my Jesus.
I
I want to meet my Jesus.
I
I want to meet my Jesus.
I'm going to live with
In
God.
the morning, Lord.
I
I want to meet my Jesus. I want to meet my Jesus. I want to meet my Jesus.
I'm going to live with God. I'm going to live with God.
I'm going to live with God.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, students. My goodness, that was great. Thank you so much. So talented. Also, great lobbyists. I don't know if you saw them beforehand, but they were already wanting a snow day tomorrow. So, thinking ahead. So, appreciate the advice about the weather and how slick it's going to be in the morning. We'll watch that real carefully overnight and see what happens. So, it's easy to make the call sometimes when the snow comes at night, but when it's predicted like it is this time, it's just a difficult call. So safety, of course, is the first concern for our students and staff and so forth. So we'll be watching real close all night long. Before I get started, I'm Bob Thomas, Superintendent of Schools. I've been in the position going on 10 months now. I've been with Knox County, though, I've started my 45th year in September. So I've been around a while. And all in Knox County. So, by the way, it's kind of unique for me to be able to start and finish a career all in the same place. So we have a really, really great school system, but you know what? We can be better. And we want to make sure we take the steps to be better, because what we want to do is provide the very best educational opportunities for our students. We want to prepare them for the future, for career, for post-secondary. We just want to make sure we do our job. And when I talk about providing the very, very best opportunities, we're talking about all children. And we have some students who excel, and what we want to do is make sure they excel even more. We have students who need work, remedial type work, and we want to do the very best job for the students that are not where they need to be also. So what you're going to do tonight, and we've got Miss Delaney, Jenny's here with us. She'll talk with you in just a minute, but we've got sort of a hard stop. 6 to 8 is what we've talked about. There have been some groups that finish before 8 o'clock, so it's not that you have to go that long. So we've gotten out a little early in places, and other places have gone to 8 o'clock. So you'll determine that, but we have to have a little bit of work for you to do to help us to get better. So I would also we've got a couple of elected officials here with us. Amber Roundtree, who is a school board member representing this district, and also Commissioner Dave Wright. So appreciate you being here. So we've had commissioners to attend some of the sessions, and I'm just so thankful for this opportunity that I have to serve our students, to serve our parents, and to serve our community. It comes a little bit late in life for me, but that's okay. Again, hopefully with experience comes wisdom, but sometimes on these snow calls, people probably would argue that. But anyway, you're going to help us tonight, and we'll get you out of here on time. Appreciate you coming out on a wintry evening with the rain and the prediction for colder weather. So thank you so much for being here and being with us. And at this time, I'll turn the control of the program over to Ms. Roundtree. And thank you for being here.
I won't talk for too long. I just wanted to welcome everyone for coming. And if you haven't been to the South-Doyle High Library since it's been renovated, is this not a beautiful space? And we're so grateful for the investment that Randy Boyd has made into the library, and also the district has made to transform this space. I'm so excited to see what's going to happen in the TV studio. So I just want to give Mr. Berry and Mike Carter a huge shout out, because these guys have worked tirelessly to make this happen, and I'm so excited to have been a part of it. So we are in our 4th year of our 5-year strategic plan, and so with that, we are thinking about our next 5-year plan, and that's why we have gathered you here this evening. And we want to hear from you directly. And so we're going to take not only your comments here tonight, but the comments from our other meetings. And then also there's a way for you to give feedback online as well. So we're trying to seek input as much as we can. And there's also going to be the online questionnaire. And we're going to be crafting a new 3-year plan. So the next part of this is, if you're an educator, which I see lots of educators in this room, we're going to break out and do some small groups so we can have a little bit more diversified learning happening here. So we're going to get into small groups, and our goal is to be done by 8, as Bob mentioned. There's some wintry weather on the way, so we're going to be respectful of your time. And I want to say thanks again for being here, and I'm going to turn it over to Jeannie. Here's Jeannie Delaney. Jeannie's our community liaison, and she's going to tell us where we're going to go and what we're going to do next. And just want to say thanks again for being here tonight.
Thank you so much, Ms. Roundtree. And thank you all for coming out tonight as well. I know it was a little tricky probably trying to figure out what the weather might do later. But this is a golden opportunity for you all to have direct input into the future of Knox County schools, definitely for the next 3 years. So we know the best way for everyone to be heard is to get into smaller groups, so we're going to do that in just a moment. And by the way, Superintendent, they were going for snow or flu day, but I didn't hear one cough during the whole presentation, so maybe a very quiet one. So, all right, so all the adults who are here, or the parents/adults who are here to participate, are going to go with Jason right back here into this lovely room 1. And we have some students who are staying tonight for their input, and they're going to be with Andre in room 2. Each group will have a facilitator who is simply going to keep you on task, on time, make sure everyone gets heard, and a scribe, as you will see, that will be recording all the comments that you offer and questions. And then, as Ms. Roundtree said, everything's being typed up and everything goes back to the Board of Education. So, is everybody ready? We'll probably do this in about 30 to 35 minutes. So, if you're prepared, go to your room. You'll come back together. We'll hear the results of our small group work. All right, so we're going to ask the students to go first. They're prepared to report on their results. So, and your name is? Melina Moore is going to be reporting with her cohort.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Melina Moore. I'm part of the South-Doyle High School JROTC. Okay. So, I am in 11th grade. So, I'm getting ready. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. So, 10 students got together in this room, and we talked about what could be improving on Knox County schools. And these are a few of the things that we came together and thought we all needed to improve as a group. Okay. Our first one is more teacher accountability. That is more teachers basically doing their job and doing what. Trying to get my words. Basically, instead of just slacking off, doing more of what they're getting paid to do. Teach these students what they need to be taught and not just doing it just to get paid. With that, you could also put more helping one-on-one instead of like teaching the class, thinking I'm teaching as a class. Okay. Teaching as a class, instead of the teacher teaching you and expecting you to know it, she can get more on a deep level with it, like in math. That is a subject that sometimes many students deal with, and like when the teachers are teaching it, they're just writing on the board, and they're basically expecting you to know that. And when they're taught, like when you ask them a question, most students feel embarrassed about it because teachers basically talk to you like you're dumb. And yeah, okay, okay. Our second theme would be communication improvements. That is talking about school as a whole, Knox County schools as a whole, and more like weather. When there is like bad weather conditions, conditions, instead of telling us like that night, they could be telling us earlier and giving us more time to deal with like transportation. Okay, that's kind of. Our third theme will be more emphasis on vocational classes and a wide variety of classes. Many people in there were talking about how they would like more classes that have to do with like police and firefighters, and they were and more adding back what's it called, the driver's ed, because driver's ed, that is a class everybody needs. Because some kids, that's why there's probably more wrecks, because they don't have driver's ed. I mean, let me tell you. Okay, our fourth theme will be school cleanliness. Many people in there expressed how school cleanliness needs to improve. There is, most of the time, there's trash on the floor. Students don't throw their trash away. I mean, could be for the janitors, and they could also be as the students. The students really need to this is their school. They need to take part in what they do. I mean, how they want their school to look. And that is, and recycling. Instead of just, like, I see all these kids just crumbling up their paper and putting it in the recycling bin. Like, when you could be recycling that paper. Because in rural growth, there isn't really a lot of trees, and recycling is just a big part of stuff that people need to be doing more. Okay. Our fifth theme will be improved transportation and bus driving training. What that means is, on the buses, there's most of the times they're overfilled, and some students have to sit 3 to 4 to a seat, and they're overcrowded, and that needs to improve. And then the bus driver training, a few people in there could give stories about how it can improve. Like one day, me and my friend Jessica, there was a bus driver, and she almost backed into us, and while we were waiting at the bus stop, and I was like, "Whoa, bro!" and that needs to improve. And especially some of these people, they really don't know how to drive, and I know they need a job and everything, but it got to improve. Also, okay, so what we could agree on in there is older people, like old, they, no offense to any people, but there is some older people, I should say, and that they really shouldn't be driving buses, because they're not. I have a bus driver. I used to, because I had to switch buses, but she bobbled, and I'm like, and some of them just can't see. I mean, their census ain't on a 100%. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. And that is all.
Great job, and I think you have a future in comedy, don't you? She's really good. All right, who is our adult parent reporter? Okay. And by the way, real quickly, if y'all have any other comments before you leave tonight that you want to be sure get added into the notes, just grab one of these index cards from me and then give it back to me, and I will be sure and add it in.
Thanks. I'm Janine Ellis here. I'm the Community School Site Resource Coordinator at New Hopewell, and I was in room 2. And really interestingly, we had a lot of overlap with the kids' recommendations. So I'm just going to go through a couple of the things that we talked about. The things that we thought we were doing well with, technology access for students at the school, having great administrators and teachers, the PBIS and restorative practices for social emotional behavioral support, mentoring programs, tutoring programs that are both in the morning and in the evening, and a cohesion with the feeder schools. There's really a sense of being one tribe here in South Knoxville, and that includes the principal meetings as well as the connection between the feeder schools and the high school. Principal autonomy was another thing that was mentioned that we were doing well. For the things that we need to improve, transportation was a huge point. Safety, the number of stops, the distance that people are having to walk, the lighting between the school and the houses. There's a disconnection of communication, the diversity of teachers, having more experienced teachers, the completion of projects that are started, teacher support and teacher autonomy needs to improve, the longevity of principals at a certain site, special needs students, the support that they're getting, support for ELL students, and better communication in general to parents. And then for future initiations, we talked about driver's ed, they need it, equitable distribution of resources between the different schools, CTE certificate courses, career and technical fields, and that also includes connections to local needs like internships and work studies, diversity in teachers and administration. More community schools were also mentioned, improvements to the safe routes to school to keep on with that as well, and more meetings like this to have community input and support. And we had 2 points for Knox County Schools needs to know. Our South Knoxville zones are really antiquated, and it would be nice if we all had access to schools that were nearby, and then not to cut the number of administrators moving forward. Did I miss anything, guys? No? Thanks.
So thanks to all you participants, and let me thank our facilitators and scribes for volunteering their work tonight as well. I think y'all added some wonderful thoughts that will, again, all be included in the notes for the board to use in their strategic plans. So to close us out, I'll hand it back to our superintendent.
Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you very much for being here this evening, and thank you for your input. We have a great school board. So, Amber, thank you for being here. We have a great county commission that we work with that's very supportive of education. Commissioner Wright was here with us, so just appreciate the support we get from our elected officials, and been talking about this for about 10 months, and I'm encouraged to hear what I heard tonight. We've been talking about increasing student achievement, our 3 priorities, increasing student achievement, and building a positive culture in our school district, and also eliminating the disparities in our school district, and not only disparities in discipline, but in the academics, just in every area, graduation rates, you name it, want to eliminate all of our disparities. So it's just really good to hear the students report out, and also the adults report out, and I'm just very excited about our future, and just looking forward to getting our strategic plan put together, and then focusing on those 3 priorities for the remainder of time that I've got doing this job. So again, just thank you so much for coming out this evening and being here, and thank you for your input, and we look forward to getting this plan put together and getting it back out to you. So thank you, and we've finished at 7:20, so y'all did great. So thank you.